What's up, everybody? Chris here with Chris's Arcade, and as you can see, I'm feeling extra patriotic today in my new Western wear, but for good reason. Today's guest is the one and only. He's running for president. He's crazy as hell, Mr. Joe Exotic.
Hey, I'm Joe Exotic, otherwise known as the Tiger King, the gay gun-carrying redneck with a mullet.
Joe, welcome to the show, my friend.
Chris, I am glad to be here, man.
I want to hear all about the world of Joe Exotic, but first, let's talk about the zoo. I want to know how it got started and what you do there.
Well, long story short, it started in 1997. My brother was killed by a drunk driver. All he ever talked about is he wanted to go to Africa and go in the bush, where the people got the bones in their nose and shit, and stay with the actual jungle people. So the only thing that me and my mom and dad could think of to do was to build an exotic animal park in his memory. So here we are.
And you have the largest privately owned zoo in the United States, correct?
I do. 214 tigers here, and almost 400 other animals. And you have a lot of people out there jealous, and a whole lot of people don't like me because of it. Because I speak my mind and I tell the truth. And the thing in today's world, Chris, about this, and I'm going Friday and Saturday to speak in front of the 2006 summit, or 2016 summit, is about this. There's so many sanctuaries out there that are scammers, they just lie to make money, and they don't even spend the money on their animals. And the biggest thing that if I can do anything at all before I die is, what is a sanctuary? What is a sanctuary? I'll tell you what a sanctuary is. It's a private owner with a fucking God complex that's paid $750 to be non-profit, and you, the general public, are paying for their hobby. That's a sanctuary. I'm a zoo, dude. I breed, I buy, I sell. Yeah, I tell it like it is. If you don't like me because I'm a zoo, go somewhere else. But a sanctuary really is nothing but a private owner that's scamming the public.
Now, you're one crazy son of a bitch, man. I mean, you're out there with these tigers wrestling around. You might as well be one of them. It's insane.
Not very many people can walk in a cage with 16 tigers every day and kiss them in the face. And, we have a connection. Where I got that connection, I don't know. I'm glad I have it. I'm proud of it. And a whole lot of people are jealous of it.
Now, let's move on to the other side of Joe Exotic. I want to talk about your music.
And I want you to know I want to be your very best friend. And I want you to know I'm going to stay all the way to the end.
Well, I sang in choir in school through my whole school career, and played 10-string guitar, and Simon and Garfunkel was the popular thing back then. But anyway, I hated that shit. But anyway, I got into music and magic, and I actually toured for 9 years all over the country with 2 semis and a tour bus. And everything that I do, I give credit to somebody else, because who inspired me to do what I did was the Mexican singer Selena. And I built my entire life and my entire career, and I get goosebumps just talking about it, on everything she did, step by step, from an old Winnebago to one junky Winnebago to a junky tour bus to a semi. And that's exactly how I did. I went from a junky Winnebago to another junky one to that and a semi, up to 2 semis to a new tour bus. And all I can do is thank the people that inspired me, and thank the people of the world that just came and seen all of my shows.
Joe, I gotta say, one of my all-time favorite music videos of yours is Pretty Woman Lover. Hands down. It's one of my faves.
I'm a pretty woman lover, I'm an ugly woman's dream. Baby, you're lucky have a man like me. I'm a pretty woman lover, I'm an ugly woman's dream. Baby, you're lucky have a man like me. Yeah.
I had some of the ugliest chicks chasing me around my tour bus. That was probably one of the funnest videos that I did, you know. And being gay is, you know, I'm as queer as a $3 bill. And standing in that one set with them two good-looking girls rubbing their titties all over me, I thought I was gonna break out in hives, dude.
Joe, what inspired you to write Pretty Woman Lover?
The real reason I wrote that song is because 90% of my fans are over 250 pounds. and most of them are all over 40 years old. But so I wrote that one from my heart, Pretty Woman Lover. Ugly Woman's Man, you got it.
Now, the second music video that I saw that really got my attention was your song, My First Love. Tell me about that.
You were my first love, the one that's gonna last. A million miles later, I'm a ghost from the past. You were my true love, the one that's supposed to last. A million miles later, still stranded in the past.
I did that one because it expressed myself. You know, me and John were together 11 years before we split up, and I think it helps the younger people that are struggling with the same thing, trying to come out. You know, and not too many people know this, but I've told a few, and fuck, I'm running for president. I ain't got nothing to hide. I'll tell the rest of the world. In 1985, I drove my own car off a bridge, struggling that hard. And I spent the next 5 years in braces, learning to walk all over again. And I went to a psychiatrist, and I spent $10,000. And you know, all I learned was to say, fuck you. If you don't like me, fuck you. You know, you're not living my life. You know, God made me who I am because I would not choose to live under the scrutiny that I have lived for 52 years by choice. Who the fuck would want this choice? You know, so you got to make the best of it. And you got to be you, you got to be happy. And there's somebody out there that you can fall in love with for who you are. You know, I got legally married last September to the most wonderful man in the world, built like a brick shit house, and he is going to look fucking good in the White House.
Now, I saw another video, and tell me if this is correct, but you married 2 men?
I did a couple years ago, you know.
I'd like to welcome you to a most unusual wedding. Okay, and can we have the rings, please? Jada doesn't want to give rings away. We give these rings as a token and pledge.
We give these rings as a token of pledge.
As a sign of our love and devotion.
As a sign of our love and devotion.
With this ring I thee wed.
With this ring I thee wed.
Go with love, you may now kiss.
It wasn't legal, but the majority of my adult life, I've always been in a 3-way relationship, and we've all lived together at the same time. You know, and people are like, oh, that's kinky, you know, that's all about sex. And it had nothing to do with sex, you know. Granted, we never did anything without each other, okay? But the whole idea is I'm addicted to work, okay? I work 24/7. I dream about how to make money, all right? And they have different things that they like to do. Go fishing, go hunting, go skiing, go four-wheeling, you know, shit like that I don't have time for. Because before they put me in the ground, I'm gonna be somebody. So it was about Joe could take the other 2 and we could fly to California, and while Joe's at the red carpet in Hollywood, they're at the beach surfing. And nobody ever has to be alone.
Joe, this is the most exciting part of the show, the part I've been waiting for. You, sir, are running for president of the United States of America. My first question to you, Joe, is what the hell are you thinking?
All right, well, first of all, you know, it was one of them things. I just laid in bed one night and I was like, you know what? The only way that anybody's going to change this is if somebody gets some balls and jumps in this race and has a voice for the American people. But I get 20 emails a day that say, you know, you say what I'm thinking, but I'm just too scared to say it. I ain't scared to say it. I'll die for this cause. And trust me, I get my share of death threats. Hillary Clinton took $35 million from Saudi Arabia as a foundation donation. What the fuck did she sell us out for $35 million, okay? You don't get $35 million because you like somebody. You get, in political world, you get $35 million because you made them a fucking promise. All right? And that's just one country she's took money from. Not to mention she's a crook, selling guns to the exact same people that are killing us, you know? Donald Trump, I don't know what the fuck he's smoking, because you can't throw 10 million people out of this country because we don't have 10 million white people that'll work. And that's a fact, all right? They're all on DHS or smoking crack. I say build a wall and keep them motherfuckers in here. If you think Donald Trump's gonna get up there, I don't even know what that man's thinking. He probably employs more illegal immigrants than anybody does. And he's really conning us to think that we're gonna let him kick them out of here. The hell with that. Because I don't care who you are. If you grow up with an animal in your life, you're a better person than somebody that has grown up with a can of spray paint in your hand. All right? 250 people at a show will kiss this camel right after each other. And never stop and think, because they're not even in that fucking world anymore. You go to Walmart and you wipe off that basket with that little disinfectant wipe they got down there because you're worried about who touched that before you did. That camel has walked around all day long picking up shit with his lips, and 250 people kissed him right after each other, and nobody gave a damn about germs. I could connect this entire planet simply by having an open mind, a big heart, and using animals. What is the problem with free school that I see with free school? Okay, yeah, every state should have a free school, a college school, okay, paid by the state. But if you want to go to Harvard or something like that, you're going to pay for it, all right? But the problem I have is if we, the taxpayers, pay for your education to go get a legal degree, a law degree, and then you're going to turn around and fuck a poor person for $500 an hour after we pay your fucking school? I've got a problem with that. Don't you? It's just back to helping people fuck the poor people.
Now, how do you think America will feel by having the first gay president?
We'd have a fucking party.
You know, I always hear a lot of people saying, and it just blows my mind, that they think all Muslims have an agenda, and that number one agenda is to kill Americans. All Muslims. Do you believe that?
No, I don't. I have some very good Muslim friends that are just friends. I have some people in Pauls Valley here that own businesses, restaurants that I eat at that are Muslims, and they're really nice people. And you know what their agenda is? It's no different than an illegal Mexican's agenda, and that is to make money and send it home. And that's exactly what they're doing. Okay? So, and that's fine. But let's make them work for it. Okay? Because when they first started coming over here, we gave them grants, we gave them loans, we set them up in business and everything else. Now we're paying for it. Okay? It's the American way to give shit away.
Joe, I want to know. We all want to know. Are you going to win? Do you think you are going to win this election?
You know, am I going to win? You know, if I got on national TV, buddy, I think I could clean it up. I really do. They make it so impossible for an independent to run. A, you can't debate a Republican or a Democrat. B, I have to go get 140,000 signatures in one state to get on the ballot, and a fucking Republican or a Democrat doesn't have to do that. You know, so the Electoral College pretty much screws you from square one. But I've learned a lot during this election, and in 4 years you're gonna see my face again, but in a different party. All right? But if I could get the national coverage, I could promise you I could sweep this country up. Simply by simple solutions, getting rid of politics, and letting this country live the way the hell they want to, as long as they don't hurt nobody else. You know, it's the same thing as discussing medical marijuana or recreational marijuana. I don't smoke pot, but I've been to Colorado, and I've seen what they've done with their $100 million a month they make off of sales tax. Oklahoma's closing schools because we're broke. And they're too big of hypocrites to even think that people are driving to Colorado to buy pot. You know, tax the shit. Make some money off of it. The thing that I don't agree with, you know, Colorado has very stringent rules. You can't open it in your car. You have to wait till you get home. They seal that, you know, they seal that bag. And if that bag's tampered with, when you get a traffic stop, you're screwed. You broke the law. All right? But they're selling alcohol at every gas station and exit in the country. Why? Because they're making money off of it. And a Bible thumper thinks pot is so bad versus being drunk.
Absolutely, which is the total opposite if you look at the science.
I don't know, Chris. I sit and I lay in bed every night, and I wonder, why are people having newborn babies? Because in 30 years, we're going to be in a fucking mess, if we're even here in 30 years.
You know, I personally feel like if Hillary is president, I don't know if we're going to be any better off than we are now. And if Trump is president, I'm scared we're going to have every nuke in the world pointed at us. You know what I'm saying?
You bet he's going to start a war. He damn sure is. Because he's not, and I'm not politically correct by any damn means. But I'm not a hater.
Joe, what do we the people need to do to make sure you, sir, are the next president of the United States of America?
You know, a lot of the states are write-ins, and I'm going to be posting all over social media here probably in another month which states are write-ins, which states I'm on the ballots and everything else, because I'm on 37 of them so far. And I still got till August the 1st to get on some more. But if people really want to make a statement in this election, vote Joe Exotic or Joseph Maldonado for president. And let's let them know that a normal person out here, whether he's gay, straight, or whatever, can go to that White House with some simple solutions and put this country back on track as far as a budget, some laws that need to be completely erased to give the rights back to the people of this country, and teach the entire planet to fucking get along. Because whether the United States ends up being the one standing and everybody else falls, we still don't have a planet. Because we have to have every country out there that offers something to our life and our survival. We have to save every country that's out there, except fucking North Korea.
Let me tell you something, Joe. You, sir, are a great, beautiful looking man. And when you were in the White House, you were going to be the best dressed, zoo running, gay cowboy we have ever seen.
You know, if I was to ever win this, I'm going to work just like this. I'm not wearing a suit because it's not me, and I'm not going to be fake. But we'll see what happens, Chris. I've enjoyed the time I've spent with you. I'm honored that you even wanted to do this interview, and I can't thank you enough.
Joe, I want to thank you so much for being a guest on Chris's Arcade. It has been a pleasure, and you have been, sir, a true gentleman. You are also one of the craziest sons of bitches I've ever met in my entire life, and I love it. You, sir, have my vote, and I respect you. Folks, I recommend you also vote for Joe Exotic if you want to see change in America. Let's make America exotic again. Guys, I'm Chris with Chris's Arcade. Thanks so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button below, and we'll see you guys next time.